Hello, welcome to another episode of Eplw. Sorry, we're a minute late. Couple of technical issues here at my end. I'm Joe. Subscribe to this channel to make sure you never miss a live stream again. On this week's show, are Liverpool in freefall after two straight home losses to Burnley and Brighton, no less? I'm going to ask the guys what's going on at Anfield. We look at last night's other games as well, including West Ham's victory at Villa Park, and Roz is an Everton fan for the next few days. I am, of course, talking about Leeds United's loss at home to the Toffees. Honestly, he's got the T-shirt already. He's got the Everton shirt already off of Bezos Prime. We've also got Fantasy Premier League tips, and I want you guys to start thinking of the best Chelsea and Spurs players this season so far. That's going to be our combined 11 a bit later in the show. And if you're watching and have any suggestions, comment in the live chat. As always, like and subscribe. And make sure you tell us what you want to hear about on the pod. Tweet us at EPLWpod. Okay, alongside me today, Roz, Matt and Mus. How are we doing, chaps? Tell our viewers a little bit about yourselves and tell me one thing you can't wait to talk about on today's EPLW. Matt, you're up first.
I'm Matt, I'm a Chelsea fan, and for whatever idiotic reason today I decided to play football at work. And yeah, I'm knackered. Absolutely knackered.
Okay, Mus.
Yeah, evening all. I'm Mus. I'm a Arsenal season ticket holder. I mean, Matt's everything that's wrong with the modern game. You know, you get the luxury of playing football in your job and you're complaining. I'm looking forward to talking about Everton and West Ham.
Okay, and Mus, I see you're still got that number 9 shirt behind you in a little salute to Man United from the other night.
Same game week, still relevant.
Yeah, okay. And last but by no means least, Roz.
Hi guys, I'm Roz, Millwall season ticket holder, and can't wait to just look at Liverpool and what went wrong.
Okay, well, that leads me straight into topic number 1. Liverpool 0, Brighton 1. And firstly, Roz, I'll come straight to you because this is what you're looking forward to talking about. Fantastic display from Brighton.
Immense. Absolutely brilliant from Brighton. And actually, what I was actually thinking about talking about were a lot of Liverpool's shortfalls. I don't want to take away from Brighton. So organised, so well drilled, had the perfect game plan for the night. We were talking yesterday, where I was saying after the Man City Burnley game, that Pep's managed just to suss out how to play against these sides. We'll put 11 men behind the ball, that will stay compact, where their bread and butter is just heading it away. Pep has absolutely mastered playing against these kind of sides. Liverpool, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They could have played for another 90 minutes, and they were so out of ideas that they wouldn't have scored. They kept trying to cross the ball into the box time and time again. And just a little stat here, Trent Alexander had 14 crosses. Only one of them found its man. Because the likes of Adam Webster, the likes of Ben White, the likes of Lewis Dunk were just, you know, nice little animation there. We're just heading them away for fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Salah had that space, and Liverpool just kept cross it. It's never going to work.
Yeah, so Liverpool, I mean, yeah, flattering to deceive, but Mus, it's not just about Brighton's low block and heavy defensive tactics. They got men up the pitch last night as well, and they put Liverpool on the back foot in the final third, and that's how they got their goal.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, Brighton rock. No one said it yet, so I would. And I think, you know, if viewers think back to the episode of EPLW where Burnley beat Liverpool at home, we talked about, you know, their game plan and how it wasn't unique. Other teams try it against Liverpool and other major teams in the league, and it doesn't always work, and they got lucky with a penalty. Whereas Brighton, it was completely different. They committed to the attack. They put men forward. They passed out and they passed through Liverpool, as well as having a really solid defensive line. They've got some mountainous defenders, haven't they? I forget their left back's name.
Dan Burn.
Dan Burn. I heard yesterday.
So I was going to say, 6'7" of him as a left wing back.
That's what I was going to say. I heard on commentary that he's as tall as Peter Crouch. So just imagine Peter Crouch playing that. You know,
we should get him on the podcast to be like this. Hi, I'm Dan Byrne.
Yeah, well, I mean, ironically, Liverpool were the headless chickens.
Oh,
Sorry, couldn't resist.
oh, the banter is on fire. And it doesn't bode well, does it, Matt, for Liverpool moving into Sunday's clash with Man City? Are they going to be facing 3 defeats in a row at home?
Trajectories are in opposite directions, aren't they? City seems to have got it together now. Am I quiet? Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So trajectories are in different directions. City seems to have got it all sorted. They're moving up. Liverpool, it's just all crumbling. Yes, they have the issues with the centre back, but it's a team game. There are 11 men on the pitch. It's a team effort to defend, and they could have shipped even more goals against Brighton. So that City game looks like if they lose it, that could be it. Their season could be done.
Why don't they just do? They should do what Chelsea do and just sack their manager, shouldn't they, and get a new one?
I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
Matt,
It's got us trophies. Got us trophies.
yeah. Okay, I'm going to move us on to Aston Villa 1, West Ham 3. I've just, on my notes here on the talking points, I've just put Souček. Mus. Mus. I just want to Souček what you think of West Ham.
Very good, very good.
Whew, nearly forgot that one.
Yeah, I mean, I won't try and top that. So yeah, probably the summer signing of the season, I guess. There was one point in the game where I saw this player dribbling out wide, and he absolutely bamboozled the Aston Villa left back. I thought, oh, who's this West Ham winger that's just got these silky skills? And I looked, and it was actually Souček. So he's got great feet. He's a real threat in the air.
Great feet for a big lad.
Yeah, that old cliche. No, he's good. He's amazing.
Okay, and another player who is sort of pulling up trees for them is Michail Antonio. Roz, I don't have a Souček what you think about Antonio pun, I'm afraid. I mean, that was awful. Sorry, Antonio, tell us what you make of it.
Probably just as well, mate. Antonio, non-league right back. Probably got better movement than I'd say. Probably up there in like maybe the top 10 in terms of strikers for movement in the Premier League at the moment. Instinctive finishing, he doesn't. He's just always in the right place when you need a goal from him.
Okay, Matt. Do we see West Ham challenging for the top 4? This call me crazy, but in their last 20 Premier League games, they've only lost to Liverpool, Man United, and Chelsea. That's top 4 form, isn't it? Okay, well, maybe I'll pose that question to Mus.
I'll take it. Not least because you said call me crazy, and I wanted to make a Carly Rae Jepsen reference. But yeah, I think they could do it. I really think they could do it, especially with this new kind of this new heralded young signing of Jesse Lingard. Don't know where he's come from, but he's slotted in really well. Great start. Yeah, they could challenge for the top 4.
So you're saying, on the record, West Ham are top 4 challengers?
Yeah, provided this never goes out and no one watches it.
Mate, we're live. We are live on YouTube. Please do not swear.
Yeah.
Anyone want to come back on that?
I won't say West Ham top 4, but I will put an early shout in for David Moyes, manager of the season.
David Moyes, manager of the season. You heard it here first on Eplw. West Ham in the top 4 and David Moyes, manager of the season. Wow, big predictions. Matt, did you want to add anything to that? I think we've lost Matt, unless he's miming and trying to get out of it. We're going to move on to Leeds 1, Everton 2. And Mus, I'll come to you first. Inconsistent Everton. What's that? What's going on there?
Yeah. Wait, sorry, did you say Leeds 1, Everton 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You might have.
yeah, I mean,
I'll forgive you for missing the game yesterday because we were doing an episode, but you know.
no, it's just that, I thought they won the game. What's he talking about, inconsistent Everton? But I guess you mean, following the result and against Newcastle at home.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what it is with them. I just think they got their tactics wrong at home against Newcastle. I think they assumed Newcastle would play a certain way and had Sigurdsson in that low block position where he ended up being kind of slightly superfluous, really, because Newcastle came to attack. Whereas they got it right this time around. Sigurdsson got the first goal. They played to their strengths. Good to see Dominic Calvert-Lewin back on the score sheet. So I still think they're in that conversation for Europa League places, which would still constitute a good season, I think, for Everton.
So you reckon Everton Europa League places? So 5th or 6th. So if West Ham are in the top 4 and Everton are 5th or 6th, I'm starting to wonder who your top 3 is. But we'll save that for another pod. And they're coming up against Man United next week, a visit to Old Trafford. Matt, how do you think Everton will fare at Old Trafford? Let's see if we've got him.
Can you hear me? Am I back?
Yeah. We got you.
Hey! Sorry, technical difficulties. The inconsistency may not get them through the next game. I think Man United their form has been fantastic, but they are a bit settled at the moment. So I feel like Everton might lose that one.
Okay, fair enough. So you can see United winning. Any? You want to give us any kind of scoreline on that, Matt?
2-1 Man United.
2-1 Man United. Okay, right then. I should probably give you a little list of the game week results so far. So here they go. Let's start with Tuesday's games. Sheffield United 2, West Brom 1, Wolves 2, Arsenal 1, Man United 9, Southampton 0, Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 2. And then yesterday's games, Burnley 0, Man City 2, Fulham 0, Leicester 2, Leeds 1, Everton 2, Aston Villa 1, West Ham 3, Liverpool 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Okay, we're going to pop over to Roz now for a little look at some fantasy football players. Who's been the best players to have this week, Roz, and who are you recommending next week?
So you had the likes of Raheem Sterling and Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, in that 9-0, Fernandes got 2 assists, and living up to the Bruno Fernandes name, got a penalty as well. The one game I'd like to sort of look at for next week is the We're Not Scared of Anfield derby between Brighton and Burnley. They've actually got each other next.
Ooh.
I am not expecting many goals in that one. I reckon Brighton will just about edge it, but I can't imagine Burnley will cause them much of a goal threat. I reckon go for some Brighton defenders in that one. Even go for the aforementioned Big Dan Burn.
Big Dan Burn.
Into that slot. He's really unlucky to not get an assist. The goal in that Liverpool game sort of went in off both Trossard and Alzati, but it actually came from a Dan Burn header, a really nice header across the box. I'm expecting Dominic Calvert-Lewin to cause Man United's questionable defence some real issues. I still think Man United will get the result there, but I would still back Dominic Calvert-Lewin to bag a goal or an assist there. And that's pretty much me this week.
Okay, thank you very much, Roz. And it would be remiss of me to not mention that I've done really well this week and got 95 points. Anyway, let's move on to...
So how many points below me are you now?
Touche. Yeah. Well, about 10 fewer, but you've got Son and he's playing tonight by the looks of it. So, although, yeah, no, he is. He's starting tonight. I just got the team news in front of me. I was just checking. So here's the thing. We're going to talk pre-match now. Spurs Chelsea. Interesting one. Tottenham could suffer their 3rd straight league loss for the first time since 2012, and that surprises me, that stat. I don't feel like they're that consistent, but they have been. Mourinho's never ever lost back-to-back home league games as a manager across his whole career. So that's something else that could happen tonight. Chelsea obviously unbeaten, and they haven't conceded in 2 games under Thomas Tuchel, and they've had on average about 101% possession across the 2 games as well. So we're going to get onto that in a minute, but first of all, I asked Roz and Mus to put together a combined Chelsea and Spurs 11 of so far this season. We didn't ask Matt because Matt's a Chelsea fan and he probably just would have put 11 Chelsea players there.
60-40.
So first we're going to have a look. Okay, there's Roz's team. Sorry, another technical issue. Trying out some new things tonight. So on the screen now is Roz's team. Lloris in goal, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, Alderweireld and James at the back, Kante and Højbjerg holding midfield, Son and Ndombele and Ziyech across the 3 behind Harry Kane. Let's see, how many Spurs players have you got in here versus Chelsea? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Spurs players and 5 Chelsea players. So you're leaning on Spurs a bit there, Roz.
In terms of, well, I was mostly doing it based on their performances this season. You can't leave out the likes of Højbjerg. You can't leave out Chelsea's fullbacks. I don't think we've seen enough of Mendy to really know sort of what level he's at yet. Hugo Lloris is a World Cup winner, despite making a catastrophic error in the final. The hardest one to leave out was Mason Mount. And I think if I was doing it purely based on form this season, I'd probably put him ahead of Kante. But it's hard because I don't think we've actually... I know I was sort of leaning towards Spurs there, but actually I don't think we've seen the best of these Chelsea players under a well below par, well below his station manager like Frank Lampard. So expecting these players to really shine now under Thomas Tuchel.
Okay, we're going to have a little look at Mus's fantasy. What am I talking about tonight? We're going to have a look at Mus's combined Spurs and Chelsea 11. And he's gone for a very nice kit here. Looks like the Arsenal kit. He's got Lloris in goal as well. Chilwell left back, Zuma and Alderweireld centre back, and Reece James at right back. Kante in holding. He's gone for a diamond with Ziyech and Ndombele and Son. And then up front, Kane and Timo Werner. So, Mus, do you want to talk us through this and why you lent that way?
Yeah, so I think I've got 6 players from Chelsea at the last count. So slightly more on the Chelsea side. I've gone for a diamond formation, given Timo Werner the benefit of the doubt that we've not seen the best of him, but that he'll come good. And I think that, if you put the 2 sides next to each other, Harry Kane's the only kind of world-class striker in both squads.
But Roz isn't happy with that, is he? Oh no, he is.
Depends what you define as a striker, I guess. So I'd say Son, but
yeah,
winner. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So
Sure.
For the formation to work, I needed like 2 core strikers. But yeah, Son is a world-class attacker, and he's in behind those 2. Ziyech, just because you need a bit of North African sauce, as the kids say, in sprinkles like that.
I didn't know you had kids.
not as my kids say, there's young people on the old internet.
On the old internet. Those young'uns on the internet. Oh, blood.
Rapscallions.
Mus, I'm just going to cut you off. Sorry, that's unacceptable. Matt, Matt, what do you make of Roz and Mus's 11? Not enough Chelsea?
Yeah, no, the whole Mount thing, based on form, yeah, I can kind of see that he'd be a tricky one to slot in there. Props for risking going with Timo Werner there, despite his record up front. But yeah, he's a class player. He's just not been able to flourish under the previous Chelsea regime. So under Tuchel, hopefully we can see the best of him. Chelsea there, yeah, typical Chelsea fullbacks being in team with usually actually come out with quite good fullbacks, so that's expected. But yeah, they seem like fairly good squads.
I guess so one thing that has differed between you, Roz and Mus, is Mus has gone for Zuma in centre back. Your defences are the same. Mus has gone for Zuma and Roz has gone for Thiago Silva. Do you sort of want to, state your case for that, or slag off the other one?
Zuma's, if you're talking about fantasy football, having a great season. He's coming up with the occasional, was coming up with the occasional goal. This was a player who was linked with a future, linked as a sort of future captain of France. That's how highly rated he was when he first came there.
Like Phil Jones.
I think we've kind of started to see the sort of chinks in his armour. He sort of comes out a bit too early. He overly commits sometimes. I guess it's whether you're basing it on this season or basing it on the players as a whole. Again, Kante, I put in based on previous seasons. Thiago Silva, one of the world's best defenders. But I'm taking, like I said earlier, every Chelsea player's performance with a pinch of salt, based on the fact that they've now actually got a proper manager.
Wow. Big. Yeah.
Mus, what do you say to that? I mean, do you think? I mean, can you state your case for Zuma, or maybe say why you wouldn't have Thiago Silva?
Right. Yeah. So I'll try not to give you a curt response on Zuma, but the reason why he's in my team is that you need a left-sided centre back, and he's got a good left foot, and you need someone with a bit of pace. I think Thiago Silva and Toby Alderweireld will be a dream to play against if you're Son, Mane, Salah. They're just very slow. So that was for a bit of balance. I get the arguments for Thiago Silva, but I thought I'd just give Zuma the nod.
Okay, and Mus, as we look at your midfield, you've gone for this diamond. Kante holding, and there's Ndombele and Ziyech. On the graphic, it looks like they're playing wide. Is that true, or are they a tight diamond? How's it meant to be?
Yeah, so it would be a tight diamond to allow the fullbacks to get forward. And yeah, I'd imagine there'd be some rotation between Son, Ziyech, and Ndombele in those roles.
Okay, and Werner, like you said, like Matt said, props for going with him up top. Roz, why didn't Werner get into your team?
It's been shit dry.
Well, apologies if you're offended by any strong language.
A brief response as possible, because it's been shocking. Come on, you can't. You're talking about the likes of Harry Kane, who's sort of a newly imagined player who's become this sort of playmaker. You've got Son and Harry Kane as, probably going to break the record for most goals scored in a season with each other, assisting and scoring each other's goals. You've got the likes of Ndombele, who I have to say is the most improved player I can think of in a very long time, in the space of 6 months or so. Has totally redefined his game, has shown us what he really can do. Are you really expecting me to drop one of my players, Timo Werner, who has done absolutely nothing? Okay, he's one of Europe's most sought after talents, I should say. It all goes down to why Frank Lampard for me was such a disappointment. But he hasn't produced.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's a fair comment, I think. One thing that surprises me is that you both put Ziyech in and Matt agreed with it. What is wrong with you lot? Ziyech? Really?
Champions League semi-finalist.
Last season, yeah.
In the first couple of games
the
under
season
Frank
before
Lampard
last.
that he actually played, he came in with an injury. First couple of games I thought was man of the match. Pinged it around the park like, he was playing FIFA.
A couple of games earlier in the season, though. What about Mason Mount? He's been solid for them. We were talking about Mason Mount. You were telling me the other day Mason Mount's going to be on the plane for the England squad.
Yeah, this England job. Doesn't mean I'm expecting us to win the tournament, does it? Big up Morocco. Morocco even playing in the
Not in the Euros, no.
No, the Euros.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah,
The blind entry, Morocco.
Morocco, Monaco.
It's also.
I don't know. No one knows what the EU is anymore.
Yeah,
Matt,
this is true.
Matt, I could see you with a pencil in your hand. You got your blue Chelsea pencil, though it looks a bit more Man City blue to me. Tell me what you're writing
I
down.
found
Is
it
it just?
from
Are you drawing a nice portrait of us three, or are you writing something valuable down?
If I could draw, I would be drawing you guys, but no, I'm just making a few notes from today's episode.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, that sounds creepy.
For future reference, Matt, like one of your French girls, please.
Wow.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
we got a couple of minutes left. We're just going to talk quickly. I'm going to give you all a little platform. Before we do that, who's your coach? Roz and Mus. Roz, who is it? Is it Tuchel or Mourinho? Quickly, instinctively.
We're talking about the EPL. We're talking about the Premier League, and Thomas Tuchel, as much as I've rated him in recent weeks, has only got 2 Premier League games under his belt. I'm also, despite my regular knockings of Chelsea, a massive Jose Mourinho fan. So it's got to be Jose for me.
Okay, Mus.
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be the special one.
Yeah.
Good. Matt.
Yeah.
Was that
100%. Yeah.
100%? Yeah.
One.
Sorry, you said yes, and you were shaking your head like that. I didn't know what was going on. You're trying to get me back for the dig at the pencil.
He's a conflicted man. He doesn't know what manager to love.
Is that what you're doing with your pen?
Yes. Either way, it's a Chelsea manager. It's, Jose from back in the day, or Tuchel.
Quick name drop.
Jose.
Quick name drop. I actually met Jose Mourinho once accidentally. I was in Barcelona on a family holiday in 1998, the summer of '98, when Arsenal won the double. Pew, pew. I went to the Barcelona stadium for the tour, met Bobby Robson. He was having a chat to his translator. There's a photo. You look in the background, it's a young Mourinho. How about that? Anyway,
That's a great story.
just why I dropped that in there, because I'm that kind of guy. Right, who's going to win tonight? What's the score going to be, and who's going to score the goals? Matt?
I like to say Chelsea win, but I don't feel like we're quite there yet. I mean, I don't have that expectation. It's only been 2 games under Tuchel. He's been in the country, maybe a week and a half. So, but after Tottenham's current form, I don't know. I want to say a draw, 2-2.
2-2. Okay, Mus, what do you reckon? Kick off in
Yeah.
30 seconds, just saying.
Yeah. I think either they'll cancel each other out, but I'm going to go for a narrow Spurs victory, maybe a 1-0 win.
Okay, and Roz?
Disagree entirely. I think this game is Chelsea's. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Chelsea win. I'm really interested to see Reece James in that right wing back role, which Hudson-Odoi did very well with, but he's now more advanced up the pitch. I'm going to go Hudson-Odoi goal, Reece James assist, somewhere in there amongst the 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me tonight, lads. It's been great fun. You can join me and Roz tomorrow for a fantasy football chat, and then on Saturday we're going to preview all the big games over the weekend, and Sunday night we do this again, and we have a right laugh, and we probably dig out one of you for your choice of predictions for this match. Enjoy the game, lads, and don't forget, like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at EPLWpod. Goodbye. Wave goodbye, lads. Let's do a nice synchronised wave. Bye.